is our friend and colleague in New York, but she was in the Hamptons as well as Amy herself for 4th of July.
Okay.
And there was a huge, I wasn't there, but just heard catastrophic storm. I mean, Amy, if you want to tell about it.
Insane.
We didn't hear about this at all.
Yeah, because we're over here on the west side.
All the trees snapped. Suddenly on the 4th of July at 9:30, all our cell phones went off. And here's what it said: take shelter immediately. My nephew and his friend were in the barn watching TV, and I suddenly hear them streak the door slamming from the barn back into the house, and it was declared an emergency. And all these trees just split.
Was it just like a wind, like out of nowhere, a quick windstorm, or what?
No, it was a completely crazy rainstorm and with a hurricane warning.
In like a moment's notice.
Yes.
God, that sounds like
just after the fireworks?
Yes. Well, in some cases during the fireworks. And then we were halfway to the airport the next day, or the day after. No, it was actually on Monday, and all the flights were canceled.
Oh, lovely. What do you think that there may be? It was right after the fireworks. Like, did somebody put some cloud seeding chemicals in the fireworks?
No. It was all.
Oh my God! See, I told you he's kind of into that whole. We were just kind of talking.
What, conspiracies?
Before we even started.
Yeah, nothing is as it seems. History is written by people that want to tell the history. We don't actually know history.
So you think there's already technology that exists that's controlling weather?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
See?
Yeah.
2 against 1, you lose.
No, it's not. I'm with you guys.
Oh, okay.
I was just asking the question. So
there's a lot of cloud seeding.
Yeah.
And I think that war affects the weather. I've seen this before. I think when we go to war, they don't understand that it's one atmosphere. So you drop all these missiles, and then eventually the air gets disrupted. And here we are.
Do you think it has to do with
it? It was very funny. As I got closer to publishing my new novel, Unseasonably Cold, suddenly the title made way more sense than I intended it to make, because it's actually about an emotional state.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then it became a physical element.
I apologize. All my fault. I'll take.
Well, that sounds like beautiful writing. Take it not as an accident, a good accident, but that was strategy on your part.
The other thing that happened is, it's about an heiress who disappears in 1939, and the closer we got to publication, the more our political atmosphere altered to the point where we were exactly under the same kind of circumstance that people were under in 1939. As people were worried about the war, there were huge divisions of wealth. There was a lot of obvious religious antagonism, I'll call it that. And in a way, it mirrored the story of 1939 and now became very much the same, because we're dealing with the same thing. And at the same time, we're putting on a face. And underneath it, we're all a little frightened. And so
we're all waiting for the next chapter. Nobody knows what it is.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah.
And that was like, it was, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it was like 7 years in the making with Unseasonably Cold.
That was the original title.
Oh,
so
wow.
It was very odd, but it was also like a mirror for the fact that Jane had disappeared and no one knew what happened to her. And people were feeling guilt and fear and all kinds of things. So everything became a metaphor. It was very strange.
Have you had that happen to you before in your other writings, where you felt like you were writing something and then it came to fruition, like you were almost foretelling?
I didn't. No.
Oh.
And I never imagined we'd be here. I never imagined that we would be witnessing what we're witnessing. Okay, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking water, sparkling water out of a cup, and he's going fancy. He's got his Saratoga, which you may be familiar with.
Yes.
How far away are you from Saratoga?
I'm in Santa Monica.
Oh.
Why are you
Oh,
laughing?
no, because because you were in Santa Monica now, so you came all the way from the Hamptons.
East Hampton.
Yeah,
Yes.
East Hamptons. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't tell you this, but I lived in LA for over 10 years, so I'm very
Where?
familiar with the area. I lived in Santa Monica. I lived in Westwood. I lived in West Hollywood, the Valley. I was like everywhere. Yeah, I had to get a little taste and find what was my favorite place to be.
Well, I think he didn't really have a choice. He was just couch surfing, so it was like wherever he didn't have to pay rent is where he lived. I've known him his whole life.
I had apartments, dude. I was not couch surfing the whole time, all right?
if you squat there for long enough, you do have an apartment. You're right.
Yeah, this guy. Didn't you sleep on my couches?
No, I don't. No. No, that was a bed, actually.
Oh, okay. See, I was proper. I gave you an actual bed, and now look what you do.
Oh, God.
I told you. You could tell we grew up together.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, arranged
Yeah.
friendships.
Yeah.
Yes, a welcome to go with your palate. Is arranged
Yeah.
friendships. Did you already tell her about this?
I love that you coined it.
The arranged
Why, I
friendship.
told
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
My daughter claimed something. I was in New York 2 weeks ago. I did the Strand. It was really amazing, I have to say.
Yeah, that is cool.
It was very cool. And we have a friend who's gay who has a new something which my daughter coined a situationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they're
Yeah.
just banging,
Yeah.
but they're not like ready to commit.
I don't know. She called it a situationship. It hadn't progressed to the point where, yeah. I thought it was a great expression.
It is a
Oh.
great expression.
Now, this is Substack, right?
What platforms?
Yeah. What platform? So, yeah.
We're on all podcasting platforms: Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and then we also have obviously we like to share all our social clips and stuff like that, highlights on Instagram and TikTok.
Okay.
Joe's quite the TikTok influencer. That's mainly what he is. Winemaker is like second. He's more so.
I got
just
into
looks
winemaking just so I could become an
dancing.
influencer. That was
That was his plan all along.
It only took me 25 years of winemaking to finally become an
Yeah.
influencer and see my full potential.
I love the fact that you have a wine called Quilt.
You know what? Let's jump into that right now. I would love to hear. Are you into quilting?
When the pandemic started, I started a quilt by hand, my crazy quilt.
Okay.
I didn't get very far. It's right over there. I'm not going to show it to
Oh,
you.
come on.
Come on, let's
We
see
got to
it.
see this. We got to see it. It's a forever
please.
reminder for you of the pandemic and how much time you had on your hands.
Yes.
Because I kind of miss it. Well, you're gonna. I hope you have an excuse for the inspiration on this thing, because there's always a story with a quilt.
Here's the thing. I'm a really bad sewer.
That makes two of us.
Yeah, three of us.
Three of us. I actually took a sewing class when I was like 22.
How'd it go?
You did?
Yeah, and I still sucked. I was just like, my mom always sewed. She was always like really good at it. She learned as a young girl and always fixed our clothes growing up and stuff. And so like I was gonna have my first kids, and I was like, I should probably learn how to do this stuff, and I went over to Santa Rosa and took a sewing class, and actually bought a sewing machine, and like I was like, this is not. I think it's my fingers are too fat. I think that's the problem. Like,
Yeah, those sausage
I
fingers.
just have a problem like threading the needle alone. Like that's probably the most frustrating part.
It had a theme, okay?
Okay,
And
yeah,
it's-
I want to hear the theme.
Its theme was pajamas. And then I had a friend who was making face masks out of English fabric.
Well, that looks pretty good to me.
Oh, wow.
So those are, I'm
That's
guessing
cool.
those are face masks and pajamas.
And pajamas.
face masks and pajamas.
Yeah.
That's the inspiration. That's actually like so COVID.
That is
Just us in face mask and
You
pajamas.
nailed it. That's a whole like
It was my version of the AIDS quilt.
yeah, the weirdness and kind of hardship and whatever else of COVID kind of summed
And
up into
yeah.
a quilt. I like that paisley one. Is that the pajamas?
Yes.
Okay.
And this pajamas. No, this is the paisley one is the face mask.
Okay.
I had a French friend who was making us masks for us and the kids.
Okay.
Well, I can tell that through the pajamas and the face masks, you have style. Because I love the colors, I love the patterns. Like, you were having fun, you know what I mean? You could tell people would go out there with their face masks. Like, sometimes it was just like this straight up, whatever gray, it's kind of sad face mask. What was it?
The
N95s? The N95s, or there was like people going out with style like that, little color, being like, hey, you know what? It's hard times right now, but we're trying to.
Or there was the crazy moments of like people wearing like scuba gear and stuff like that. That was.
Oh yeah,
that was
scuba
wild.
Masks on planes. Yeah. Okay, I want to get a proper introduction in.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Please.
Well, Amy, welcome to Go With Your Palate, where we talk about wine, entrepreneurship, and whatever the F else we want to. I know we've already talked. I'm Joe Wagner, co-host Chris Fat Mario Rubio. We are very excited to have you as a guest today.
Yes.
So you are Amy Ephron. You are a storyteller, an author, book writer.
Best-selling author, screenwriter, journalist.
Screenwriter. Yes.
I mean, the list goes on. I mean, I can't wait to dive into your origin story, and just like find out how you got to where you are and what you see for the future and all the good stuff.
What do any of us see for the future?
I don't know. I'm kind of scared because if you start writing more books and you're manifesting stuff and that, I don't know.
I know, right? Now, like, I'm kind of like asking you, like, what's going to happen, Amy? Please. I'm just trying to get some intel.
We're just going to check in every 6 months with you, okay?
Yeah. I think that would be a good idea.
Well, welcome. So very excited to talk about this. Glad you like the brand Quilt and know of it, and we share that common thread, no pun intended, of creating quilts. And that what's really cool about the Quilt brand was, it was about weaving together these different areas of Napa Valley and creating this Cabernet.
I know it's really cool.
But
and the whole story, but it's cool.
But I didn't realize how big the quilting community is. Like, and it's a great community, and they all get together and they share their quilts, and what a great gift. I mean, it's like a piece of art that you can wrap yourself in. It's very cool.
Right. Michael Chabon's wife, Eilette Waldman, is making quilts. Did you know that?
I did not know that. Oh. Is she doing them like on a large scale, or is she just very...
It's not that small. They're completely gorgeous, and she has a new book out.
Okay.
That might be about quilting, but I'm not sure.
All right.
Oh, wow.
I'll make note of that.
That could be like,
a little collab.
That collaboration. See, there's the influencer right there.
That's it.
He's always thinking about collabs.
No, wait. Hello. Influencer.
Well, I'm seeing a collab right now, Amy. I didn't want to jump to it.
No.
Kind of.
I don't. You guys have a lot of followers. I'm not on TikTok.
No, we're gonna get together. We're gonna have a glass of Cabernet. We're gonna wrap ourselves in quilts, and we're gonna manifest the future.
Look at that. That's lovely. Kind of wanted to get into Amy's origin story here.
I'd love to hear.
It's it's just a family of successful, renowned writers, and then here you are. You have a family of winemakers, and like just kind of like what her upbringing was like. If you guys have correlation there,
yeah. And I think I'll preface it by saying, and also asking you a question about it. When you come up kind of in a way in a shadow of a parent that's doing a trade or a craft, and you eventually get involved in it, kind of like just thinking about it from that perspective as well. What kind of pressure did that feel like, and how did you differentiate yourself? Because that's something I always find really interesting. And my kids, like my own kids right now, they're kind of struggling with that whole thing, kind of like, I want to make it on my own. I want to go out and do something and be successful in a whole different field. And and I try to tell them, I'm like, in the European culture, like there's a lot of pride. In passing down that knowledge, that familial institutional knowledge, that and almost like training from an early age to become even better, and then take it from one level to the next. And so
my mother was I've always written. I had my first poem published when I was 5. in the LA Times.
Mm-hmm.
I won some contest. I think I wrote about a snowman in Los Angeles that melted. Something really stupid. No, it's true. And she was very, very supportive of my work. She typed up all my poems in triplicate, with carbon paper.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I feel that we were very blessed. I'm sorry, my voice is not great I did a speaking engagement it was really a performance at a museum last night. So
You sound just fine.
yes, I was going to say the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right.
So she was very supportive of your work, and I mean, at what point?
But I think that the other thing that we were blessed by, all of us, is we had an enormous library. And so we were exposed to the Secret Garden. We were exposed to the Phantom Toll Booth. I remember when A Wrinkle in Time came out, and the first day it came out, it was in the hallway on the chair when I walked home from school.
So in cases like that, was there a clamoring for that book, like between your family members? There was a new book out? Did you guys all want to be the first to read it?
Nora, I'm like the baby. I was like not expected. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
Nora's 12 years older than I am.
Okay.
My closest sister is 5 years older than I am. So I had a kind of childhood that was somewhat distinct from theirs. They were kind of close, and then I was like the little kid.
Okay. How many siblings did you have?
3.
Okay.
They're 4 daughters.
All right. And so when is everybody into? Did everybody start off at an early age in the literary arts?
Well, my sister Nora is a very famous writer and director.
Yeah.
And she wrote with my sister Delia, and Delia still writes. She just had a best-selling book about her cancer, and then a Broadway show based on it. And Hallie is not writing at the moment, but she was a mystery writer, and I've always written. Well, I would take that back. I was a studio executive when I was a little kid.
It's amazing that everybody took a similar path in the arts, and so how did that all come about?
We didn't actually. Hallie was very conservative. She's really not like the 3 of us who are a little more adventurous. So she had jobs until she became a mystery writer very late. And she also has a lot of degrees, and she also teaches writing, and she's an amazing teacher. So we all took somewhat different paths.
But you all came back to it at some point in your life.
Yes. Yeah, and my daughter, Anna, has just finished her first novel.
Oh, great.
So, and my son is a manager at a company called Atlas, which produced Oppenheimer.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I know Atlas. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a little tiny studio kind of.
Yeah.
Well, I actually wanted to talk about your film experience and how you got into that because, like you said, you were mentioning how young you were. I mean, I think you were 25 years old and a film exec at Columbia. So
Yeah.
I would love to kind of hear you got that. You worked on an Academy Award-winning film, Born on the 4th of July.
Well, it's funny, Oliver wrote that script
Yeah.
before he directed. We'd read Platoon, and it hadn't been made yet. And we hired Oliver to write Born on the 4th of July. I bought it for a man named Marty Bregman, who produced Serpico and Dog Day Afternoon.
Oh,
and
yes.
was Al's manager. And we bought it for Al. And then it took 30 years or something for it to actually get made with Tom Cruise.
No way.
And Oliver got it back from Marty. And then at the same time, my then husband was producing The Doors. And Oliver was going to direct The Doors. So suddenly Oliver, I've known Oliver like forever. That's like almost like you guys. So that was kind of a full circle. But I started really, well, I wrote for the National Lampoon, and I was like the only girl at the National Lampoon besides Annie Keats. No, it's true. And then I was working at Sesame Street and the Electric Company and writing for the Electric Company and doing books and records and toys and games. So I have a crazy retail background and factory background. We used to have to go out to the factory in New Jersey when we still made toys in America and make sure that the primary colors were correct. And you'd get the night shift. And you'd be sitting in the factory. That was one of my jobs. I had a fancy title. I was really young. And I was sitting there watching, making sure that the grouch was the right color.
That's crazy.
Were you carrying like a Pantone book with you?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I just remember watching them come down the production line.
That must have been fun. Yeah.
I mean, that was a big part of my life. We grew up on Sesame Street.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Big Bird and Rover and all the greats. Yes. Elmo. Who can forget Elmo?
And in those days, there was a lot of book to film. Born on the 4th of July, The Godfather. It was all feeding from New York. And so I became the New York person for a producer named Sidney Beckerman and occasionally Bob Evans. And then Marty was shooting, I guess, Dog Day Afternoon or Serpico, I don't remember. He was shooting something, and he fired the person who was his vice president. And Sidney said, "Oh, you can share Amy." So now I have a fancy office. I got a screening room. I'm working for both of them. They promise me they're not going to have a fight. I show all three of them something. All three of them want it.
Okay.
And they all start screaming at me, "Why did you show it to him? What's wrong with you? You knew I was going to want it." And I walked into Marty's office and I said, "Marty, I can't do this. I really can't do this. I can't have everybody screaming at me. What am I going to do?" He said, "How much are they paying you?" And I told him, he said, "They're billing me for the whole goddamn thing. You only work here now and I'm giving you a raise." So then I worked with his clients like Alan Alda, who I love. And that's how I started in the film business. And then when the whole Beagleman disaster happened and Columbia went through that exchange and Sherry went to Paramount, Frank Price, who was sort of a nightmare, hired me to be vice president of production at Columbia. So I moved back to LA, which was great. And I was living with my best friend, Lorraine Newman, because we'd gone to Beverly together. And then we reconnected over SNL. So it was fun. We had some fun.
Wow.
Yeah, I bet.
We also had a lot of stress. That is a very stressful position because any minute you're going to take the fall for someone else.
It's a pretty cutthroat. People
It was then.
Yeah.
It was then. It's not. Well, I don't know what's going to happen now. I have no idea. I don't know what's going to happen to the film business.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like the studios are still doing okay overall. It seems that way at least, but it seems like there's a lot more diversity, and you've got so many different ways to create and for customers to digest media.
There's no production in LA.
Oh,
everything's
yeah.
Everything's in Europe or Atlanta, and there's very little getting made. It looks from the outside as if there's a lot getting made, but there aren't that many things getting made.
Yeah, well, I think there's just this overhaul of content, now when the streaming services came to town and how powerful YouTube has been and people realizing you're right. I mean, there was a time where it was like, hey, if you're going to make a movie, you're either in New York or you're in Hollywood. And then
Yeah.
it's like, and then Chicago starts kind of blessing up a little bit. You got Austin, Texas, Canada's getting in the game. I mean, and now you're right. It's just
Cincinnati.
yeah.
I mean, look at like Taylor Sheridan bought a ranch and is just running all of his own stuff off of it now.
He is killing it.
How many people do you think he has writing for him?
Oh, probably quite a few. Otherwise he'd be probably the most prolific writer out there. Wouldn't you say? I mean, he's got, I don't even know how many shows he has now.
Joe's a big fan.
But
He's a big Yellowstoner.
Me too.
Yeah.
Are you watching Dutton Ranch?
And
Yes.
the spinoffs, and you were
There's Dutton Ranch. What you talking about the other ones?
yeah.
Well, then there's, like-
they did the period before and then like the after, like the different times, right? Like the history of like how
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the dates like 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, but like the way that he's created kind of a whole new way about being in the show business, and whether he's writing or he's got other writers with him, the fact that he's kind of able to create these storylines around his own assets and running I'm just like, wow, it is a different world. You don't need to be tied in with the studios so much, it seems. As long as you have a lot of money to start with.
But me personally, I'm a big fan
Wait a
of Mayor of
second.
Kingstown.
Do you think he's not tied in with the studio?
Oh, I'm sure he is. But as far as
Paramount.
he's
Paramount.
utilizing his
Paramount.
assets for the shooting, right? Like his 4-6's ranch, and yeah.
Yeah.
When I say
Yeah.
studio, I'm talking like physical studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you mentioned the stress of kind of like Hollywood and being in that field. Is that would you contribute that being one of the reasons why you transitioned and then just kind of
I didn't
left Hollywood-
transition. I was writing my first novel when I was at Columbia. And then when they fired me by mistake because he had a mistress he wanted to put in who was 20, I know I would have gotten a lot of money now.
Oh.
I got an offer to go be a higher version of me at a new studio called TriStar while I was still like in the studio gate. And I said, no, I want to go home and write. And I thought it was going to be easy. Writing is a very hard choice. You have to have unrealistic expectations to be a novelist.
Oh, we got to dig into that comment.
Yeah.
So unrealistic, like you in the sense that you have a vision of massive success to get you through the writing, or am I reading that wrong?
To support yourself.
Oh, okay.
When I first started writing, you could make money on magazines. That business is gone. I don't recommend it. You have to really be. But my daughter's choosing the same path, so I don't know what to say.
With your daughter included, how many generations is this? It's your parents, your generation, and your daughter's?
No, my great grandfather or something owned the Russian encyclopedia.
Oh my God.
I guess we go back in sort of the book world.
Sort of.
A lot.
Yeah. The encyclopedia is definitely that was an important book.
Right.
So when you say the Russian encyclopedia, let's go back to the origin story because I'd love to hear a little more of the depth of the history with this. So when you say the Russian encyclopedia, was that in Russia?
Yes.
Okay.
My father's father immigrated in like 1902 or 1906. I forget which one.
Okay.
Early immigration.
And what was was there a reason for that?
The Tsar.
So yeah, it was the change up in politics in a way.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
his brother relocated to Israel. So we're also very early Israeli.
So it was religious persecution was the motive to leave more than anything.
I was born so late in everyone's life that I have no idea.
Okay.
And we weren't like an Italian family. Like, I think I saw my dad's brother, and there were 5 of them. I saw one of my dad's brothers like 3 times.
Okay.
My mother had a somewhat closer family, but not really. It wasn't like we're really close. We're very clannish now, all of us.
Okay. And is your family's heritage when they left Russia, was it Ashkenazi? You don't know. Okay. But one moved to Israel and one moved to America, escaping
Right.
religious
And the
persecution.
And the one who moved to Israel owned movie theaters. And he settled a part of Israel called Rosh Pina.
Okay. And you still
And
have
when I-
family in Israel.
I have a lot of family in Israel because I married an Israeli.
Oh.
My husband's first husband, Sasha Harari, is Israeli.
All right.
So I have
You got
I
a
think
lot of
he's
ties, not just direct blood lineage from
Right.
history, but also
Right.
through marriage.
Yeah. And then I go back to the Bible.
You go back to the
In
Bible.
Genesis, there's a Hittite named Ephron who owned the graveyard. And apparently he was a really bad person, but lately they've had new discoveries that he wasn't that bad. But he is our direct relative. And we're for
Really?
Oh, wow. And they've had
Absolutely.
and you said they've had new discoveries?
that say he wasn't that bad. Yeah.
I think.
Even the Bible kind of
I know. Well, like I said early on, like history is really all about who writes it, right? It's,
yeah.
It's what do they want the history to be? But yeah, also I would imagine that running a graveyard or being an undertaker back then is probably not the most savory looking profession by the general public. It's like got to be up there with being, some sort of like haunted element.
I think
right?
it still is.
I think it's still characterized as such. But I sat next to. Sorry, there's a little bit of a sidebar.
No, that's what we do.
I was at a wine dinner in Tennessee, I think it was, and I sat next to this fellow who's a very eclectically dressed guy, like bright purple velvet jacket, really like just bright colors everywhere, very well dressed, and so I just happened to sit next to him, and I was the host of the dinner, and so we got to talking. I asked him what his profession was, just in between courses when I was up speaking about the wines. And he's an undertaker, but he's not your traditional undertaker. He has a mortuary, and he is focusing on I'll call alternative burial methods, or maybe more ancient cultural burial methods that people may want to utilize, which I found fascinating and like completely agree with him on this. Instead of like the $20,000 coffin, where it's like put me in a pine box and throw me in the ground and plant a tree on top of me. Get me back to the earth. So
There's a section at our local graveyard, Woodlawn, where it's ecological and there's no pine box at all.
Okay, just burlap bag and you go in. Maybe not even
Don't
that.
ask me.
Yeah, so it was so fascinating, and so he had so much success with his mortuary, and yes, he did have the kind of negative sort of people looked upon him kind of like as an oddity in a very conservative area. But he kind of moved out of the mortuary business and started consulting like globally because he was known so well for bringing up these different methodologies. Right. And it's like, oh, okay, that's a whole new like level of respect. But man, great stories. And just really, really an amazing conversation, which, typically at wine dinners, you kind of have just 5-minute friend conversations. When you get to go into depth with something that like you've never even thought about, is wild. So
Now,
I've got props for undertakers.
Okay. And I have a question for you. If I like white wine, which of your wines should I want?
Is this really the end? Unbelievable. Find out next week.